Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunshine City Roller Derby. Our skaters have a few more minutes until their safety check, so you guys are free to keep free skating if you guys want to. I just have a few announcements to go over before we start. First things first, if you have a little one here with you, we do have some free coloring pages made by Space Marauder. She's a fellow derby player. They're derby themed, obviously. We just ask that you do not leave any crayons on the floor. We don't want anyone to trip over them. We also have the fan favorite board returning tonight. That is that blue board on the back wall over there. Sea-Wench is standing next to it. It costs $1 to cast a vote for your fan favorite derby player or ref of the evening. Put your money where your mouth is. Support your local roller derby team. For the first time, we launched them on Instagram a few days ago, but we do have our Sunshine City Roller Derby themed trading cards tonight. Collect the cards of your favorite skaters or refs. Each card has fun statistics and fun facts for the skater on the back of them. We encourage you to collect them all like Pokemon. At the merch table, we have chocolate chip cookie doughs made by, it was either Barbie Fed or Kylo Ken. I was given conflicted information there. It was Ken. Ken made them. Kylo Ken made some delicious chocolate chip cookies. We also have some skater-made merch. Barbie made some cool necklaces / heart charms, as well as some bracelets and keychains. And then Carnage Asada made Scourge-themed magnets and keychains, as well as unique metal and glass tumblers with the Scourge logo on it. We had those last bout, so there's just a couple left. And then the most important announcement of the evening is by the bathrooms, underneath the little awning over there, Mama Beth, who is Barbie's mom, So she is not able to score any points. Erica has broken twice now. So that is 5 points for the white team. That is another pack breakthrough for Erica. That is 10 points for the Savage Slammers. This is now becoming a very tight game. score points. The only way for a jammer to start scoring points is they must break through the path of skaters one time. So after that first breakthrough, that doesn't count for any points. The second time they start passing skaters on the opposite team, that is when they start scoring points. Each skater on the opposite team counts as 1 point. The only time that changes is if the other team is down the amount of skaters. If is for each jam. So every team does it a bit differently, but for us here at Sunlight City Roller Derby, it's up to each team, because there are some skaters who aren't comfortable being the jammer. They only want to be a blocker. So they are not in the rotation for a jammer for that game. At the moment, Preston McGonigal is our lead jammer at the moment. So there is no exact rhyme or reason to who the jammer is, each jammer, each team. It is up to the discretion of the captain and the bench coach and all the skaters on that team who are willing to play jammer. That's why on some teams you'll see a lot of the same jammers every game, and on other teams you'll see every jam with a new skater. We have a good mix of both a lot of repeats and a lot of new skaters. So it looks like we have one skater in the penalty box for green. Our score is 39-41. Our Cider Slammers, our white team, has taken the lead, and we have Miracle Duffin, lead jammer for white team. With Stratton Roll right behind them, this is a repeat jammer off. We had that jam called quickly as Miracle Duff took a big fall there. There's a reason why we have this orange line on the ground, is because though the blue lines on the ground are the defined tracks, skaters end up out here all the time. We take a lot of tumbles and falls and bumps into each other. That's why we have that safety line on the ground, because we want to make sure no one gets hurt. Is the mic a bit better than it was last quarter, by the way? Can you guys hear me a bit clear? No cutting out? Awesome. Thank you, Haas, for fixing my microphone for me. I don't know how AV tech works. All right, for this jam, it looks like we have Eric Honda for our Cider Slammers versus I can't read. We have the Cider Slammers. But first, versus Crush Crew, who has taken the lead jammer position. Crush Crew is lead jammer at the moment. So the whole point of blockers in roller derby is they want to allow their team's jammer to get through by inhibiting the other team's blockers, as well as stopping the opposite team's jammer from getting through. They want to allow their jammer to score points and stop the other team from scoring points. Chris Rood ending the jam a bit early there, but she saw Eric Hondo coming up close, and they want to not let Cider Slammers from making the lead be too large. Looks like we have a green team penalty and a white. We have a penalty on each team. And it looks like we have a Honeycrisp Hitters Power Jam. A Power Jam is when only one jammer is on the track. So our Honeycrisp Hitters are the only team that can score points this jam. It is up to T-Rex to try to take the lead. Oh, they have the lead, excuse me. To try to make their lead larger over the Cider Slammers. Our score is 46-45 at the moment. T-Rex has broken through the pack the first time now. So any skater on the Cider Slammers she passes counts as points. And the first white skater T-Rex passes counts as 2 points because they are down a skater. They're down their jammer. So, since white does not have a jammer to try and protect, their whole job at the moment is to stop T-Rex from breaking through. T-Rex is going to force to be reckoned with tonight as the breaking through pass with ease. White team might have to change up their strategy a little bit whenever T-Rex is the jammer. She is breaking through their block setups with quite easily. It does look like white team did score another penalty in that jam. Our score is 51-45. Honeycrisp Hitters made their lead a lot larger than that power jam there. Both teams do have their jammers on the track, but our Cider Slammers are the three blockers that are on the track have to work extra hard to both allow their jammer to get through and to stop the green jammer from breaking through the path. We have Miracle Duff versus... I'm waiting for them to see the back of our jersey here. We have Miracle Duff versus Shrekkle here. Shrekkle has positioned lead jammer here. Side flamers are trying to do a kind of straight across slot there. The Shredder broke through quite easily there. So there's rules about holding and grabbing and pushing in roller derby. Basically, shoulders and up is kind of off limits. You don't want to get hit someone in the face or in the head. That is a almost immediate penalty. You're also not really supposed to grab skaters on the other team. You can grab your own teammates after a lot of blocks work, but you are not allowed to grab onto skaters on the other team. You can grab your own teammates as much as you like. And it looks like Godzilla has taken the lead jammer position for Siren Flammers over Margarita Ribbon. This is Colin's first time jamming this evening, so she is nice and fresh. She's been a blocker many times, but this is her first time in the jamming position. Margarita Ribbon has not been able to break through the pack at all. Todd breaking through the pack once, scoring 5 points and calling the jam off early to try and close that gap for her team. We had no penalties that jam. It's a nice clean jam there. Our score is 55 to 50. There's only a 5-point gap for the Honeycrisp hitters. And we have Barbie Fett versus Smack and Decker. This is Decker's first time jamming this evening and Barbie's second. Both of these skaters have a good history as a blocker on their teams, but not the best jammers. And it looks like Barbie Fett has taken position of lead jammer here. A lead jammer is not called until they have broken through the path. So Barbie now can score points for her team. Decker is struggling to break through the path. So if you've noticed, Ginger Snaps now has a star on her helmet. Neither she had the stripe originally. So Secondary did something called a pivot pass there. A pivot pass is when the jammer takes the star off of their helmet, pass it to the skater with the stripe. It is the pivot is only considered the jammer once they have successfully put the star cover on their helmet. And then, and only then, are they considered the jammer and they can start scoring points for their team. It is a move that is not done extremely common, but in specific scenarios, it can work greatly to the benefit because the blockers on the other team, they're only focusing on your jammer. And it looks like Edgar Kondo has taken lead jammer position over Shredder Wolf. When a pivot successfully gets a star on their helmet, they are now considered the jammer. But since blockers are usually only focused on the jammer of your team, if the jammer is struggling to break through the path, it is a really strategic move if they can successfully and usually discreetly pass the star to the pivot. Because they're not focusing on the pivot, they're focusing on the jammer. And usually the pivot tries to place themselves at the front of the path. In a starting lineup, there are only 2 positions that have a designated starting spot. The jammers and the pivot. And it looks like we have Miracle Dog versus... I got this turned off. Our jammers are neck and neck right now. But Miracle Dog is holding on to that little bit of a lead over... I have a lead here. Over Kitty Claus right now. Miracle Dog is not letting Kitty Claus get past her. He's to not allow Kitty to take the lead jam position. Though it looks like she's stuck a little bit, and now Kitty Claus taking the lead jam position and calls the jam off there. That was a great maneuvering by Kitty Claus. because they were able to kind of juke around and steal the position of lead jammer away from their other teammate. We have no penalties. That was a clean jam there. So we have all 10 skaters on the track. Our score at the moment is 62 to 54. 62 for our Honeycrisp hitters. Our green team is currently in the lead. For our jammers, we have Candy Corn once again over Ericotta. Ericotta taking this for lead jammer. Candy Corn did have lead jammer there for just a second, but was not able to successfully break through the pack fully, and then did take a fall. When a skater falls in any uniform or exits the pack, they must re-enter further behind where they were when they fell. It's to ensure fairness and not so that they are cutting skaters. Ericotta calling the jam off. Not wanting to allow Candy Corn from scoring any points. Wanting to try to keep their lead to a minimum. We do have a penalty on each team. Each team now is one skater in the penalty box. Each team is down a blocker. Our score is 62 to 58. Cider Slammers were able to score a few points that jam. It looks to be a Godzilla versus Shredderwolf. Shredderwolf has taken lead jammer position. Todd is struggling to break through the pack, break past the last few blockers here. Liquor Posse working strong as a solo blocker as she kind of leaves some of her teammates behind. Todd, though, finally breaking out of the pack. Now Todd can score a point. Since their jammer is so far behind, the Cider Slammers, their blocker's only job at the moment is to stop Shredderwolf from breaking through. Shredderwolf does make it past some of the blockers, but does step off the track, so she must re-enter at the back of the pack. We do look like we have a penalty call there. Looks like for some grabbing. And now we are at a 15-minute intermission. That was the second quarter finish. When we come back in, we will have two skaters on the white team in the penalty box and one on green. We now have a 15-minute intermission. We are halfway through the game, guys. I hope you're having a great time so far. This is a great time to use the bathroom, go to the food truck, anything of the sort. And again, we have Mama Fed behind by the bathroom selling some of her handmade goods. We have the food truck, we have the bar. We have a lot of wonderful things made by our skaters on the merch table. And if you again, and I'll be walking around and see if anyone has any questions. We have an official timeout right now, and it looks like we are having some debate over penalties. While our refs are discussing, our score is 75-58. 75-58. Honeycrisp hitters are in the lead, but it's again anyone's game. I have seen teams come back with even larger deficits than this in much shorter of a time. That's the wonderful thing about roller derby, is that a game can change at a moment's notice. You never know how a game is going to go until the game is over. Alright, it looks like our officials have decided. It looks like we have one skater in the penalty box. White team looks like they have one skater in the penalty box. So Cider Slammers are down a blocker. We have Candy Corn versus Eric Honda for our jammers. Again, each period is about 10-11 minutes long, and each jam lasts 1 minute. We have a big tumble over there. Candy Corn falling into the pack, and Eric Honda taking the lead jammer position. If you notice that some of the blockers on Honeycrisp hitters greatly slowed down there because they want to make sure that they do not get a split pack there. Eric Honda bringing to the pack a second time, scoring 5 points for Cider Slammer. Candy Corn has not broken to the pack once yet, so Cider Slammers is closing that point gap. Since Candy Corn has not broken to the pack, there's no reason for Eric Honda to call the jam off early. Our Honeycrisp hitters blockers are working overtime right now to try to stop Eric Honda from scoring points, so she did just score another 5. So we are 10 points for the Cider Slammers. And that is the end of the 1-minute jam. That was 10 points for the Cider Slammers, if I know how to count properly. There's a small chance I don't. And 0 points for the Honeycrisp hitters, and we had no penalties that jam, so we are at 10 skaters on the track. Alright, we are jammers for this next jam. It looks like we have Professor McGonagall over against Kitty Claus here. Neither jammer is broken through the pack just yet, and Kitty Claus breaks through, becoming lead jammer for Honeycrisp hitters. Kitty Claus is struggling a bit to break through the pack, but she does. Professor McGonagall struggling to break through. Apologies, I don't know names. Kitty Claus coming up on the pack for the first time to score points for her team. Professor McGonagall is not that far behind though. Since Cider Slammers jammers have been behind, their only goal at the moment is to stop Kitty Claus from breaking through. We have a tripod block situation there by the Cider Slammers blockers. A tripod is when 3 blockers form a tripod, form a triangle. It usually becomes 2 skaters skating backwards and 1 skater facing forward, forming a triangle or a tripod. It looks like Honeycrisp hitters has a jammer in the penalty box, which means this is a Cider Slammers power jam. Miracle Duff is the only jammer on the track, so Cider Slammers is the only team that can score any point. And she quickly breaks through the pack for the first time. Now any skater on Honeycrisp hitters she passes counts as points for her team. Again, the only way jammers score points is their second pass through the pack. That is the time when they start scoring points. The first pass through is just them trying to break out of the pack. They do not score any points in that first lap. Second lap is when they start scoring points. You're having a bit of a split pack situation here, but Miracle Dove does break through the pack, scoring 5 points for her team there. Cider Slammers are closing that gap with each jam. Honeycrisp hitters are going to have to really communicate and work together to stop her from scoring any more points. Again, in roller derby, you are allowed to grab your own teammates as much as you possibly want, but you cannot grab onto skaters from the other team. That is how blocking really works in roller derby. You have to work with your fellow blockers on your own team, holding onto each other and linking together in whatever way is both safe and durable to try and stop the opposite team's jammers from breaking through. We are in a tie. We're at 78-78. It is now anyone's game triple block there did not work as they had hoped. We're having a bit of a split pack, so it looks like the front three Cider Slammer blockers were slowing down to allow the Honeycrisp hitter blockers catching up. And next to the tripod, this is what I mean. You have one skater facing backwards and two skating facing forward in either direction. Look like Liquor Positive noticed Chris Drew struggling to break through that tripod, so she came in and used her hip to try to knock one of the Cider Slammer blockers off balance. You can use your hips, you can use your legs, you can use your chest, but again, no grabbing onto skaters on the other team. It looks like we do have two Cider Slammer skaters in the penalty box. White team is down two skaters, and that power jam for Honeycrisp hitters worked wonders. Our score is 86-78, and we have Eric Honda versus Shredder Wolf this jam. Both jammers have been powerhouses this evening, scoring a lot of points for their team, both in power jams and against other jammers. Cider Slammers only has two blockers on the track, so those two have to work extra hard to try and both help Eric Honda and stop Shredder Wolf. Eric Honda does break through the pack, becoming lead jammer. Cherno and Dal Destar working together in tandem to stop Shredder Wolf from breaking through their pack. Once Shredder passes those two blockers now, it is a free game for the Honeycrisp hitters blockers to allow everything, which she does successfully break through. Eric Honda is one full lap ahead of Shredder Wolf. So Shredder Wolf has not scored any points yet, but Eric Honda has. Eric Honda wanted to stop Shredder Wolf from scoring points, calls the jam off quickly. She scored a few points for her team, and that was enough for her. And Eric Honda calling that jam off early was the correct move, because our score is 86-84. 86-84. Honeycrisp hitters, our green team, is in the lead, but it is anyone's game. And we have Big Ash. Big Ash versus Sharkbait. This is Sharkbait and Big Ash's first jams of the evening as jammers. They have both been blockers this evening, but they have not. Neither of them have jammed yet. Big Ash has taken lead jammer over Sharkbait. But both teams, since they have all four blockers on the track, are working in tandem to not allow the opposite team's jammers from breaking through. Big Ash does successfully break through the pack one time, scored 5 points for her team. Calling the jam off does not allow Sharkbait from scoring any points. That was a very well-executed jam by the blockers on Cider Slammer. They really did not want to allow Sharkbait from scoring any points. They want to make sure that the lead does not grow. And actually, Cider Slammers has taken the lead, 89-86. We have no skaters in the penalty box. So we have all 10 skaters on the track, and we have Barbie takes lead jammer over Ginger Snaps. All four Honeycrisp hitter blockers are working quite well together to not allow Ginger Snaps to break through. They want to allow their jammer to score points and not allow Ginger Snaps. Barbie Vet did fall off of the track there. She had passed a skater or two on Cider Slammer, but since she fell off and she wasn't exactly sure where she was positioned, she re-entered the track behind the other skaters. Barbie Vet still has lead jammer. Ginger Snap has not successfully taken the lead. Fun fact, me and Ginger Snap have the same helmet. And that is the end of that jam. That is 1 full minute, and does not look like Cider Slammer scored any points. Ginger Snap was unsuccessful breaking through the path. Honeycrisp hitters looks like got the lead back, and they are now at 91.3, 91-89. That is a 3-point difference, folks. 3-point difference, and that is an official timeout. Not sure if that was a team timeout or a ref timeout. Fun fact about roller derby: each team gets 3 timeouts per game. They can only use 2 timeouts per half, but they do get 3 timeouts in total. I'm not sure if either team has used a timeout yet this game. And each timeout usually lasts about 30 to 45 seconds. They are not very long. So if a team does cause a call out, they have to use their time efficiently. We have 91 to 89, and we have every skater on the track. We have Kitty Claus versus Miracle Duff. Since each team has all 3 blockers and a pin, Miracle Duff takes lead jam position over Kitty Claus. The Kitty Claus is right behind her. And you can see both jammers kind of push into each other, but no one's red. And Kitty Claus takes lead jammer away from Miracle Duff. But they are neck and neck at the moment. Miracle Duff does get knocked down and has to re-enter but further back in the pack, allowing Kitty Claus to into the front. Both teams have scored 5 points, but it is neck and neck. It is anyone's game moment. These 2 jammers have been powerhouses this evening, scoring a lot of points for both their teams. They both have great footwork and are good with their hips, both going up against the enemy jammers and against other blockers. Then at the end of that jam, that is 1 full minute. It looks like there might have been a penalty there called in that little jammer fumble we had towards the beginning of the jam. But I am not going to say anything because I am not a referee. Our score is 96 to 96. We have a tie at the moment, and I lied. No penalties for that jam. Kitty Claus and Miracle Duff did one another when they were kind of at the apex of the track over here. Was completely legal because neither skater grabbed onto each other, neither skaters tripped each other, and neither skater used hands above the shoulders. That was all their hips and their chests folds. That is a lot of what roller derby is. A lot of engaging your core, engaging your calves, engaging your butt. Team has a lead jammer over Terry Noble right now. It is a tie game, folks. We are at 96 to 96. Terry Noble finally breaking through the pack for the first time, but T-Rex is 1 lap ahead of Terry, so any skater's T-Rex passes count as point for Honeycrisp hitters. Terry has not scored any points for Sanders Sanders just yet, but she is catching up. T-Rex calling the jam because she saw Terry was just about to start scoring some points. Honeycrisp hitters only scoring 2 points that jam, so they have a 2-point lead going into the 4th quarter. We have our 5-minute intermission now. We are about to go into our 4th and final quarter. I hope everyone is having a great time this evening. This has been a very tight, very close game, very engaging. And then again, if anyone has any questions or they're confused about anything, I will be doing a quick lap around the track if anyone has any questions for me.
They block out 42 decibels.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but they're like silicon, so like it's airtight. So like imagine coming off and on altitude every time you take them out.
Yeah.
That's why I lift to let some air in.
I was like, this is a process. Do you want me to take the phone again or you good? Yeah, I was saying, like, just let it ride low, it's fine.
good question. Is someone who is skating tonight City roller derby. So we have a few guest skaters, who I will not name, but everyone who is skating tonight, both on the track as our reps, as our NSOs, who is going to, is part of Sunshine City Roller Derby. We are playing ourselves. This is what we call an internal scrimmage. It is sometimes a bit difficult for us to get other teams to play us because of the rule set we play with. So a lot of the games you will come see here at Skirt will be these internal scrimmages, but that does not mean they are not, as important or as fun. Our intermission is about to be up, and our score at the moment is 98-96. Honeycrisp Hitters, our team, is in the lead. Oh, we're good. We're good. Apologies about that noise, folks. I turned everything down. Difficulties, I'm a flood, so I tripped on a wire. Okay, well, it sounds like we're good, and I'm going to stand still, so I don't do that anymore. Our score is 102, Honeycrisp Hitters to 96, Slammers. 96 Slammers. Is the mic coming out, or are we okay over there? Okay, we'll figure it out. All right, we have Push Through versus Professor McGonagall. Neither jammer has taken lead jammer just yet. A jammer is not called lead jammer until they have broken through the pack the first time. Professor McGonagall has taken the lead jammer position. So if Anderson is the only team that can possibly score points. But I'm not going to announce this yet. I'm not going to say anything just yet. We do have a successful pivot pass on Honeycrisp Hitters. But tragically, that is the end of that jam. It took a little too long. Or Marguerite Villain was the pivot for that jam, but it took a little too long for her to get the star on her helmet. It looks like we have, our score is 102 to 99. We're still at a 3-point difference with 1 quarter left. Cherry Noble, Katie Cross for this jam. And Cherry Noble takes the position of lead jammer. Side Slammers, having all of their blockers and their pivot up on the track. We are 102 to 102. We are tied at the moment. We have about 9-ish minutes left in the game, but we are tied. This is a tight game, folks. And this is a Cider Slammers Power Jam. Arizona is the only jammer on the track, which means Cider Slammers, our white team, is the only team that can score any points. She's working through the pack for the first time, meaning any skater on Honeycrisp skaters on the green team that she passes counts as a point. The first skater she passes does count as 2. The count for Honeycrisp skaters being down a skater. Is still a little quicker there to stop Arizona from breaking through the pack and scoring more points. But we are at about 5 points for Cider Slammers at the moment. In that moment, it was very obvious who Arizona tripped on would re-enter the pack in the same spot. Her and Poison Iris are at a little bit of a tumble. That is another 5 points for Cider Slammers. At the end of the day, again, each match lasts 1 minute. 1 minute. I know they both feel a lot longer and a lot shorter, but it is just a minute. Looks like we do have a white team penalty. And our score is 102 to 112. Cider Slammers did score 10 points in that jam. Oh, I apologize. This is a Honeycrisp Hitters Power Jam at the moment. Cider Slammers their jammer is in the penalty box. Shredder Wolf, the only jammer on the track. Cider Slammers has a 10 lead over her team. It's now her job in this jam to try to make up those 10 points and possibly get her team back in the lead. That is the wonderful thing about Power Jam, is it really highlights the defensive capabilities of each team. Cider Slammers, their only job, they have no jammer of their own team to worry about protecting. Their only job is to stop Shredder Wolf from breaking through and scoring points. Honeycrisp Hitters, their only job is to allow their jammer to break through. They must stop the Cider Slammer blockers no matter what it takes. And our Cider Slammer blockers there did a great job holding Shredder Wolf off and scoring too many points. I don't think that was a full 10 points. I think Cider Slammers might still have the lead. I lied, they both scored 10 points in their individual power jams. We are back at a tie of 112 to 112. This really highlights how equal in strength both teams are. Really, it's a game of strategy at this point because each team is equally powered. And we have Margaret Villain for Miracle Dove, and it looks like Margaret Villain has taken lead jam, but Miracle is right behind her, wanting to stop Miracle from scoring any points, but she was going to catch up and possibly even pass it. She called the jam off before either team could score any points. So we are still at 112 to 112. We have Candy Corn versus Anaconda, two jammers with very different skate styles competing against each other. Each team has all 3 blockers and their pivot on the track. So again, when this situation happens, it really comes down to the skill of each jammer and how well their own team blockers can work together to allow their jammer to break through and to stop other jammer. Neither jammer is fully out of the pack just yet. Anaconda is towards the front and does break the pack, getting lead down position away from Candy Corn. There was a tripod block there by the Honeycrisp Hitters. But again, since you are not allowed to grab skaters on the opposite team, the tripod is getting grab onto Anaconda. They threw their hands up to make sure that they do not get a penalty As Honeycrisp hitters, their blockers have been having to work in sync and in time to spot Miracles up through their box. Miracles up, breaking through that straight line up there by Honeycrisp hitters. Pump jam off to ensure that RB does not score any points. Not sure if our score is 119 to 112. Our Cider Slammers have a 7-point lead over the Honeycrisp hitters. And it does look like it is possibly, we have one green skater in the penalty box, and this is a Cider Slammers Power Jam! Cider Slammers is a great opportunity for them to make their lead even greater. Professor Rick got to put all the work in to try to break through the Honeycrisp hitters blockers this evening. She has 1 minute to try and score as many points as possible for her team to make their lead even greater to ensure their victory this evening. If you saw that she got pushed off the track in a moment there, wasn't exactly sure who did that, so she had to re-enter the pack at Professor Rick was not. Ooh. Now the big fall there, but there's a reason why. For about the first month after you joined roller derby, the only thing you learn how to do is how to safely prop fall. A lot of different methods for how to safely properly fall, because we want to limit injuries as much as possible, and we did successfully have a pivot pass here. Where's we're gonna go not the jammer anymore. Call the jam off. I don't think they scored any points in that jam. I think the score is still 19 to 112. 19 to 112. Is my mic cutting off again, folks, or can you guys still hear me? Okay, just sounds like it for me over here. It looks like we do possibly have some skaters in the penalty box. And it looks like each team is calling a time out. Looks like we are having a Honeycrisp hitters time out. We are having a team time out. So when a team calls a time out, obviously the team that calls it used it to talk, but that does not mean the white and the opposite team cannot also use that opportunity to talk to each other. Honeycrisp hitters, seeing how close of a game it is and how little time they have left, are talking strategy to see how they can score those 7 points, 8 points if they want to take the lead, but the 7 points to put them back at a tie. We only have a few minutes left in this game, and it's really come to the wire here. Honeycrisp hitters, if they want that win, they have to play this next jam or two extremely smart. They need to be smart about what jammer they put out and which blockers they put because they want to beat the Cider Slammers. It does look like we are possibly going to be having a Honeycrisp hit power jam to the skater that is in the penalty box.
I got the same thing. So I was like, what are you doing this? I was like, how do you have my drink?
And that is the end of our team timeout, and we are back on the track. It does look like this is going to be a Honeycrisp hitters power jam, and Professor Hill is in the penalty box. T-Rex is the only jammer out on the field for Honeycrisp hitters. T-Rex has been this jammer Honeycrisp hitters has been using when they have power jams, because she through the Cider Slammers blocks. I'm the best for her team this evening. Has broken through the pack once. Now any skater on Cider Slammer she passes does count as points. This is the best opportunity for the Honeycrisp hitters to close down gap and pull. If they want to win this game, they can start this power jam. Honeycrisp hitters, their blockers, their only job is to stop the Cider Slammer blockers from inhibiting T-Rex from scoring points. And Cider Slammers, RDCL specifically, a game is only called if the final jam is a clean jam. Our official score is 121, our unofficial. 121 to 119. That is only our score if that's a completely clean jam. It doesn't look like we have one penalty on the field, which means it looks like we're going to be playing one more jam. Again, a game can only end if the final jam is clean. If no penalties are scored, that is when a game can officially end. Since we have another jam, which gives Cider Slammers one more shot of taking back the lead. Essentially, going to be a Cider Slammers Power Jam. Miracle Dog is doing the best from Cider Slammers this evening, easily placing the pack in the first time. Now, any blocker or skater from Honeycrisp hit she has tapped at the point. This is her shot to win it. For the other Cider Slammers, we are having a bit of a split pack there. Looks like the refs are cheating. And it looks like that is our official score of the evening. 121 to 121. Cider Slammers, the white team, is the winner. Everyone please wait. If you want to hold this high five the team, please line up and go on the track. And we ask that once it's over, we not run is the opposing team selects who the MVPs are. So the green team selects the MVPs on the white team and vice versa. For our Cider Slammers, as our winners, you guys will get your MVP awards first. The Honeycrisp hitters have decided for MVP blocker, we have Han Solo. And for the MVP jammer, Cider Slammers, it's your captain, Cherry Noble. All right, Honeycrisp hitters, your Cider Slammer, your winners have decided for your MVP blocker, it's your captain, Liquor Posse. And for your MVP jammer, last and certainly not least, it is Liquor. Who's your partner over on your team? It's let's give our MVPs a big round of applause. If you are still hungry, our food truck is still here, but we do have one more award to give out. Fan Favorite Award. If you were able to vote, if you remember to vote on our blue little trifold board over there, that is our fan favorite. And this evening, the fan favorite wasn't even a Madden skater. They were an NSO this evening. It's Madam Harmony! Madam Harmony was our penalty tracker for this evening. We saw her over here with the whiteboard holding it up to see who was ended up in the non-box. We are now going to take some team photos, but we thank you for coming out tonight. We hope you enjoyed our game. Again, the food truck is still here if you are hungry. We do still have stuff at the merch table. And Mama Fett, Barbie Fett's mom, is here with her little business by the bathrooms. Please support one of the biggest supporters